Hello. The project at hand is fabricating a roof rack for the van. Primarily what I want to do right now is put in rails that run, front to back along the sides, and I'll be utilizing the T-studs that are on the roof of a Promaster and fabricating an attachment system. So on each side of the van there are 3 of these T-studs, which are, here you can see one, and I'm going to put my finger in the picture just so you can kind of see how big they are. They're not huge, but they can be used to attach rails to the roof, which is what I'm going to do. What I've chosen to use for the rails is this extruded aluminum. This is 1.5 inch square, so this is 2 pieces here. It's 1.5 inch on each side, and so there on each side you also have channels that will accept carriage bolts. So this bolt, you put one of those in, and it really allows you to attach kind of anything that you want to do to the roof. You could put a solar water heater up, awning, mount solar panels, etc. So that's why I chose this, because it really provides a lot of flexibility, a lot of choices. To fabricate the mounts on the T-studs, I'm using this 2-inch aluminum channel. I've cut 6 4-inch lengths off of it. Here's one here. I'm about to do some drilling, but I've got an idea for a way to mount the 6 of these on the roof, and then I will use the carriage bolts on the extruded aluminum to mount the rails onto these things. It has to be a good job. If you put a solar cell up there, obviously you're starting to do things that can catch a lot of wind. You're driving down the highway. You want to make sure that whatever you've got up there pretty solid and it can't come off. So I will do a little bit of drilling, and then I will come back and explain what I've done. All right, so this is one of the mounts. All the holes have been drilled, but the cut hasn't been made, and I'll kind of go into that after I've done that. So this is the hole that will be on the bottom. It's 2 inches wide. Each side is 2 inches. This is 3/4 of an inch from here to there where the hole is, and that's because of the shape of the space up on the roof where the T-stud is. It's not really in the center. It's a little bit offset, so I offset this so this fits in there okay. So that would be the bottom, so it would actually sit on the T-stud like this. These 2 holes are, let's see, where the carriage bolts will come in off of the extruded aluminum rails that I showed you earlier, so the carriage bolts just fit in like that. So those would take nuts on the inside here. So that's the top. The sides are drilled with smaller holes to accept bolts. There will be 2 bolts that will go through, and then probably some sort of maybe like a wing nut, or I'm not really sure yet, but something that I can use to kind of tighten it down. So what I'm going to do next is make a cut along that line. So this will slide onto the T-stud, and then with the bolts that run through there, it'll be tightened down onto the T-stud, and that will hold it in place, and then the rails will be bolted on here. So I've got the mounts on the T-studs now. Here's what what it looks like. The holes on the top are where the rails are going to be mounted. Sorry about that focus. I guess that's a little too close. So I finished the rails for the van. It went pretty well, I think. Right now, I just have the rail systems across on the sides and across the back. I put the one across the back because when I go up and down on the ladder, it's just kind of nice to have something to hang on to. But eventually, there's going to be a solar cell and possibly a cargo basket or something like that up there. But you know, off the top of my head, I'm going to guess that I've got maybe $100 in the system up there, so that's not too bad. I'll put links to it in the description, and you can do the math yourself. But so this is on a 136 wheelbase Promaster, by the way. Of course, it changes with wheelbase. All right, on to the next project.